Well, hello everyone. My name is Cristina. I'm creating this channel, Chris English, because throughout my 5 years I have been living in England, many people have asked me recently, how did I improve my English? What did I do to improve my English? And I thought that would be a great idea to share it with you so you can either improve your English or study English like I've been doing during my time in here, or working experience. So I want to talk about all things related to my experience in England and things that helped me, things that people told me that helped them. So they became more fluent in English and they became more confident as well. Well, let's just get started. The first question I would say is, what is your level of English? Many people think before you move to England you need to have some knowledge of English, and that is true. I'm not saying come to England whether you speak English or not. If you don't speak English, you are more likely to have a bad experience because you're going to be stressed, you're going to have bad understanding, you're going to be struggling when talking to someone to express your emotions. So having a bit of knowledge of English will help you become more confident in this country. However, doesn't matter if your English is high or low, it's always up to you. It's always going to be you who's going to be working hard to achieve what you want to do. If you want to get a qualified job, or if you want to just improve your usual English speaking. There are many things you can do to improve your English. For example, going to an academy that's going to help you to get a little bit of knowledge of the English language, the grammar, the pronunciation. However, the real challenge is coming to a foreign country and see it by yourself, because you're going to see a different amount of people, different pronunciations, people from different countries that pronounce differently. The second question you should ask yourself before is, do you want to work, do you want to study, or you want a combination of both? If you want to work and you have a qualification, for example, and you have a decent level of English, you will probably find it more easy to find a job of your choice. However, if you're qualified but your English is quite low, try to start from the very beginning. Try to get in touch with the English so you can get used to it, the way that people speak, either native and non-native speakers, because sometimes you're going to find it hard to understand non-native speakers as well. Also, I'd say if you want to study, think about what you want to do. If you want to study at university, you want to go to a private academy, if you want to go to school, you want to go to college, depends on your age. The first one, the university one, is what I'm doing right now, and for that I think it deserves a video, so I'm going to make a video of what you need to know before you apply for uni, and after you applied for uni, what you need to know before you get accepted for the course, which usually is an exam, an English exam that you have to do before you get accepted. Unfortunately, they have to test your English level if you're a non-native speaker. Then, if you want to do a combination of both, which is what I am actually doing, right now I'm jobless, but I'm trying to find a job. What it means is I'm trying to find a part-time job so I can pay my bills and study at the same time. If you want to do both, think about the time you're going to spend studying and the time you're going to spend working. For example, I decided to move out of London because I knew it was going to be very stressful and very hard for me to keep my job and keep my studies at the same point. And London is quite pricey, so I thought I wasn't going to be able to afford it, and I think I wouldn't be able to afford it. If you want to study and work, you can go to an academy to improve your English, so you can put that together as well with your job. You're going to meet people, so you're going to have to practice your English, and at the same time you're going to be practicing your English more academically speaking with your teacher. So your teacher is going to correct you, and then you're going to use it to talk to someone else. It's true that I think if you are, for example, I'm going to put my example, which I'm Spanish. If you come to England, one thing I'm going to, please, don't look for jobs where there are people from your country, because that is the biggest mistake you can ever make. I'd say if you want to improve your English, if you really want to improve your English, try to connect with all the different backgrounds. And that leads me to the following question. So the following question would be, are you ready to meet people from different countries? And they can be from any country in this world. That has been my biggest positive experience. I've lived in London. One thing I have to say is, please, you need to be open-minded. What does it mean? You need to share, respect, and accept everyone. Many people struggle when meeting people from other countries. I found it quite interesting because I am always happy to learn about different things from different countries. For example, different food, different, times of the year to celebrate different things. For example, Chinese celebrate the Chinese New Year. If you live in London, you're going to experience that because it's amazing. I think this question is quite important because when I moved to England, I thought that I was going to meet just English people, and especially in London, it's very difficult because there are many people from many countries, and I found that quite amazing. The following question is going to be about, are you interested in the British culture? Well, I'd say this is a very important question. For me, I'm very passionate about English, and that involves history, literature, culture, and the language. Things I am learning through these years in this country have been very positive for me, but because I've always been in love with the English culture and I always wanted to learn more, and throughout my years in here, I've learned so many things. I'm still learning, and I still have to improve my public speech. That's why I'm doing this. But learning about the culture and, like I said before, being open-minded is very important, because you have to think that the way they are is different from yours. You can learn from it and sometimes even become part of it. Because you're still living in England, you have to kind of embrace the British culture. Food. I'm Spanish, I love Mediterranean food, and when I moved to England, I refused to eat fish and chips. I didn't want to eat fish and chips. I didn't want to have any roast dinner because I thought that wasn't me. I wasn't thinking about that. Now I love it. Well, I say fish and chips will be one of my least favorites, but because I haven't had a chance to try a good one. But roast dinners, they're so tasty. They're really tasty. If you go to a nice pub or a nice restaurant, they're going to give you a really good roast dinner. I say go outside London. You're going to eat much better than in London. Well, let's move to the fifth one, which is money. Yeah, money. Everyone asks about money. How much money do you spend in England? How much money should I bring with me? How much money, all the time. I would say don't let it stress you, but it's important to consider how much money you need to spend on the first couple of months. It depends on whether you are looking for a job or an academy. You should bring more or less money. I'd say don't bring too much because you might not need that much, or bring as much as you can if your level of English is not good, because you might not like the jobs that you're going to be able to take. I came to England because my parents supported me financially, and it was a very little amount of money. It wasn't that much money, to be honest, because nowadays I wouldn't be able to afford a month with the money my parents gave me. But still, it was enough for me to work hard and find my way through not having economical financial issues. It's true, my first year was the worst. I don't have a very positive experience, but because I was always struggling financially. My job wasn't the best and my speaking wasn't the best. It was very hard for me to express myself, and I found quite difficult to cope with my emotions. So it's very important that if you're struggling, you think you're going to go into depression, talk to someone. It's always going to help. My last question for me, I think, is the most important, and it's going to be if you're strong enough. Whether you have a good level of English or not, things can change, and you need to be ready and you need to be strong to go through these problems that you might have in the future. I struggled the first year, and I lost the count of how many times I wanted to give up. I wanted to go back to Spain, to my parents, and to get back to my normal life, because it was really, really hard for me to take in. I managed to stay afloat, and I managed to work hard and go through these stages, the feeling homesick, depressed, sad, angry, all that kind of situations that you're gonna be yourself, that you're gonna find yourself sometimes, because life in England is a very lonely life, especially for those who come alone like I did. I didn't know anyone when I came to England, so I didn't have anyone. I made my friends here. I have friends in Spain, but obviously they're having their lives in Spain. I can't think about them all the time. I can't talk to them whenever I feel stressed or whenever I need to talk to someone. So I found friends in here, but that is hard as well, because you're not always going to have the opportunity to meet them whenever you need to. It's going to be more whenever they are ready or whenever they have the time for you. So one of the things that you need to consider is working through loneliness. It is true, it's a reality. I've been talking to many people about this. You need to start thinking about what can this experience make you overcome, and obviously how can I manage loneliness. It's true that living alone in the country can be really stressful and quite sad, but I promise you, you can go through it and you can become a better version of yourself, because having the experience in a foreign country can help you massively. This is my first video, so as you can see, I've been really, really shy and nervous, and I've been trying to stay and look at the camera all the time, but sometimes I'm looking at the other side, or at the other side, which is my laptop and the screen. However, I'm trying to do my best. It can't be perfect on the first video, so I am aware of that. And probably my speaking is not the best. That's why I'm doing this as well, because I want to improve my public speaking. And second, this channel is created also for you guys. Any question that you might have in the future about money, time, and also how to get national insurance number, how to apply for a job, how to register in the GP, how to open a bank account, how to apply for university if you're interested in studying university, all that kind of things that might come to your mind, just please let me know and I'll try to make a video about it. So thank you very much, and please don't forget to subscribe. I'll be uploading videos probably in a weekly or every other week basis. That's it. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.